So what got me into bodybuilding? That's a good question. Because I don't think I'm your average bodybuilder. Because I'm just a guy that likes to hit the gym. I'm not like the most competitive guy, to be honest. I'm truly not. So I'll take it back to wrestling. Okay. I joined the wrestling team freshman year, probably weighed about 145. Next year I wrestled to 152, then 160, and then 170. So I kind of increased the weight by 10 pounds every year. But as you guys know, wrestling, weight training is really involved in that because you got to get your strength up because you're trying to freaking manipulate a dude. Like you're trying to bend him up, pin him. You got to work these moves on him. So you got to be physically dominant. So you got to be lifting weights. So I was mainly doing like the big lifts back then. I was doing bench press, squats, military press, maybe deadlift sometimes, but probably not too much. So I'm mainly doing that. My lifting experiences are coming from maybe before wrestling practice, I'm lifting with my coach. In PE, my physical education class, my PE teacher is my wrestling coach, so sometimes he would just turn the PE class into a weightlifting class. I would go to my LVAC, my local gym, here and there. I'm talking like 14, 15, 16 years of age at this time. So that was like what my lifting was looking like during those years. Then when I turned 17, I was still doing all the wrestling stuff and training like that, but I got my car. So I had access to my local gym a bit more easily. I would kind of go there after school a lot more. That became the thing that I liked to do. That became a hobby because at 17, that's when I kind of took more of an interest in bodybuilding. Before it was always like, I like to lift. Hey, it's pretty cool. I'm good at it. I'm getting muscles. I'm getting big fast. But I never really cared about bodybuilding or was fascinated at it at all. In fact, at the time, I was actually turned off by it. I was scared to get too much muscle. I was scared to make gains because I would look in magazines, I'd see big bodybuilders, and I just never wanted to get that big. There was that stigma of I don't want to get that big, but truth is, you're not gonna get that big unless you fucking try to get that big. You can't get that big on accident. So once I realized that, I kept lifting. I remember I told my coach, I was like, Coach, I'm not lifting anymore. I'm getting gains hella fast. I'm not trying to get too big. I'm gonna look like Rashad Waters over there. And Rashad Waters was some big ass 170-pound wrestler. And these days I appreciate that physique. These days I'm but back then I was just scared. Maybe I was subconscious about girls, thinking I looked too big, or I don't know. Whatever it was, is how high school can be. So I was actually turned off by it back then. And I remember my friend even told me, they'd be like, "You're gonna be a bodybuilder one day." I'm like, "No, the fuck I'm not." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care about it." But I guess, however it turned out, I guess I'd kind of just walked down that route. But it wasn't because I wanted to be like a competitive bodybuilder. It was more so I wanted to get my name out there. I was lifting so much, it became so much of my hobby. After, during that time, I said when I took more of an interest, I started watching videos on YouTube, and I kind of developed a style for lifting. I understood there was more than just moving the weight. I kind of felt my mind-muscle connection. I started to feel things, and I was just good at it, and I got results pretty fast. So it kind of just stuck. And when I would go to the gym, I just felt I felt like nobody could tell me nothing. And I'm a very humble guy. I just mean I felt like I could dance in there. I felt like I could just do anything, and you can't tell me nothing because look, man, I'm succeeding in the gym. I got a nice build. I'm not bothering you. You're not bothering me. Let me dance. Let me just do this. Whatever it was, I just felt like I could walk around there, and I just felt like good at what I did, however you want to say it. So I start going to the gym more. I'm making more gains now because I am, instead of just doing those big lifts like bench press, squats, deadlifts, I'm now doing arm days, shoulder days, chest days, back days, and I'm getting more intricate. I'm being more selective and more designed to build a body and not just to go perform and wrestle, strength-wise. So yeah, it kind of developed there. After a while, I wanted to get my name out there. That same guy that said that I'm gonna be a bodybuilder one day, he's like, bro, you need to get paid for this shit. So I'm like, I don't know how to get paid for this shit. How to get paid for this shit? What do bodybuilders make? Back in the day, social media wasn't out, so bodybuilders would only make like their prize money or maybe sponsor money. But if you looked up the prize money, it's like the only ones making big money was like professional, like Mr. Olympia. And I'm like, I'm not getting that big. Like, I'm just not going to, okay? So I was like, what the fuck do I do? But I was like, fuck it. Maybe I can get into a magazine. Maybe I can do something. So let me just get my name out there. So I started to compete. I was like, yo, what? I just was like, I saw people doing the board shorts competitions. You knew Arnold was in the IFBB. So to that, all that direction was just pointing at go the NPC/IFBB route. So I'm like, okay. I was gonna do bodybuilding at first because I wanted to show off my legs. I was like, I got big legs and I want to show them off. But I was also very nervous, like scared. I was very shy, like stage fright. And I was like, I do not want to go up on stage with the bodybuilding trunks on because it's literally nothing, you know what I'm saying? I was just hella scared about that. And I was gonna have to learn the poses that I wasn't comfortable or confident in. So it was like a big move for me, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So I bought the trunks online, I'm practicing my poses at work. I'll be like standing around at work and I'm hitting bodybuilding poses in my uniform. Fucking pull the diet offline. I started doing this diet for like 8 weeks. I heard you start 8 to 10 weeks out. So I was like, okay. So I'm working on the diet, training like I always do, like I love. I'm getting results. I'm hella nervous because nobody's helping me. But luckily for me, 2 weeks out from my show, I meet some guy in my college class. And he's like an assistant coach for this other team called Team Fidelis. The head coach of that is now who coaches me. But he was the assistant coach for that. And he was like, hey, he met me in college class and he was like, hey, oh, you're getting ready for a show? Like, yeah, okay, wow, you should do this. Instead of doing that bodybuilding one, you should do physique. So I was like, cool, fuck it. You know, I was kind of relieved because you could tell how nervous I was about learning those new poses, wearing the trunks. I was just scared about it. But these were just like swim trunks. So I was like, yeah, let's do it, whatever. So I did that, changed it up the last 2 weeks. The head coach gave me like a real diet, one that was suitable for me. I got even more shredded in the next 2 weeks. I got third place at that local show. When you get top 3 at a local show, you qualify for the national show. So we tried to go for the national show and get our pro card. You have to get first or second place to get pro card. Shit, I ended up getting 13th place. So that was pretty discouraging. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what I can do. But a new division opened up the next year called Classic Physique, and it's more like it's definitely more tapered to like it's like bodybuilding, but it's more like old school bodybuilding. And one of the examples of that is instead of like the little posing trunks, you'll have like boxer beef posing trunks, because that's kind of like what Arnold would wear, or those bodybuilders back in the day would wear. So it was a bit more symbolic of that era and that time, and they had the boxer briefs. And that was big to me because once I said I still was scared to like go up on with the posing trunks, whatever, I just was. And the boxing briefs felt comfortable to me because I didn't care about that. That felt like I was going swimming still, like fuck it. And my legs are big and I get to show the legs off. So I'm like, let's do it. So I do that show. I get first at the local show. That means I qualify for nationals. So I go to the NPC Bodybuilding Championships in July or June or something. I get 5th place, top 5. But that was also a discouraging experience because top 5 at that show was second call-outs. The first call-outs was only top 4. So even though I got top 5, I was the second group of people to get called out. So I was like, oh shit, I'm still so far behind. That's how I felt. And all these guys were so old and I was like 20 at the time. And I was just very discouraged. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna beat these guys. But because I got top 5, you re-qualify for the show again the next year. So I was like, whatever, coach, let's just chill. Let's eat for a year. Let's do whatever for the year. Take some time off. We don't have to do any more shows. We'll come right back to this one. Let's see how we do. We got top 5. We just need to come up to top 2. Okay, simple enough. So we do that. And this time comes around. I work so fucking hard, man. I literally just, the way I describe that is like I used all my energy. Like I had just enough energy to get it done. Like sometimes I'd walk into the gym and I wouldn't feel like doing shit, but I'd see somebody I know and we have a conversation and it might get a little lively, and I would take that energy I got from them and hurry up and like start my workout or start my cardio like after I talk to this person and like steal some of their energy. That's how like low on energy I was just dragging myself. So, damn, I forgot my whole train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, I went hard as hell for that show. Didn't leave no stones unturned. I got third place at that one. Third place, top 3. I need top 2 for the pro card. So I'm like, all right, I think I can do it. I'm close. So what my coach tells me is say, hey, we just got done with this show. We can wait another year and come back to this one and maybe we'll get top 2. Or there's another national show in Florida 3 months from now or 4 months from now. And if you do that, it's a little bit less prestigious. I don't think the competition is as stiff there. Do you want to try it? The only thing is you're going to do it back to back. You're going to be tired as fuck, bro. Like you just did 4 weeks. I'm sorry. For like 4 months, 16 weeks into this one. And now you're about to do another like 12 weeks into this one. Are you up for it? The judges probably will give it to you because they've seen you go. They're going to see your face again. They're going to recognize you because it's so soon, and they're going to know you've been putting that work in. You're going to be in shape. I was like not up for it because I was exhausted, but I was like, fuck it, like this is what it takes. There was some quote in my mind that was like, everything that you want in life, that you really want, takes 2 times longer to get it than, takes 2 times longer to get it than you think it does. So I was like, it took me 1 show, I got third. If I do this show, I thought I was gonna get my pro card here, but if I do another one, it'll take 2 times longer. I'll get it at this one. So I fucking did it. And the motherfucker I got second place, bro, barely. I was in like third place spot. They moved me in the second place spot like last second. And I got my fucking pro card right there. So that's pretty much like how I got into lifting. It all started from like a passion. In the very beginning, it probably all started from a desire to get a 6-pack, to a desire to be competitive with my older brothers, me being the youngest, just be like physically strong with them in case we had to like come in with each other, test each other. I got into football. I got into wrestling. After wrestling, I graduated and I just still loved weightlifting. And then the weightlifting, I was like, how am I gonna make money from this, or how am I gonna make a name out of this? Turned into bodybuilding, social media. I documented the journey of that, and here we are today, and we're doing all types of stuff, man. But yeah, that's what got me into working out. I always remember, even in 6th grade though, in 6th grade, I remember being in math class, a 6th grader. I was always conscious of my muscles, like my health. I remember I was like lifting a textbook, because you had these chairs and they had like a little like, what's it called? A little cubby thing underneath it where you'd put your textbooks. And I remember taking the textbook out from underneath there, bro, and I was just lifting the textbook as a 6th grader in class. Like, I need my biceps got smaller. I was like, in 6th grade, I was like, I lost some gains. Like, my biceps aren't as big as they used to be, I swear. And I was lifting a fucking textbook, like, yo. So I was always like muscle conscious, always had like good genetics, always had some muscles, but you see the transitions in my life. I got into tougher sports, got more into lifting, took it more serious, and each year I kind of just made more gains. So that's the Uzoma Obalor story when it comes to lifting and how I got into working out.